你眼前所看到的是
What you see in front of you is the largest bike-sharing graveyard in Shenzhen. Hundreds of thousands of bikes are piled up, looking quite shocking. All the major bike-sharing brands are here. The Ofo bikes, the Mobikes bikes, the Blue Gogo bikes. These wonders that were once everywhere on the streets are now abandoned here. Some of them are badly damaged, while others are still brand new. Some make beeping sounds due to electronic lock failures or positioning malfunctions, as if telling their sad stories. It makes one wonder, what caused such a severe waste of resources? Is it excessive market competition, or the company's blind expansion? This shocking scene is just a glimpse into the rise and fall of China's bike-sharing industry. Similar bike graveyards can be found around major cities like Beijing, Shanghai, Xi'an, and Shijiazhuang. Once praised for being environmentally friendly, bike sharing has ironically become a massive waste of resources and an environmental hazard. From rapid expansion starting in 2015 to a sharp decline after 2018, the bike-sharing industry, once hailed as one of China's new four great inventions, has experienced a rollercoaster journey in just a few years. The bike-sharing phenomenon in China began in 2014 when Dai Wei, a 23-year-old student at Peking University, founded Ofo, the country's first internet bike-sharing company. Initially, Ofo was a small campus project to meet students' biking needs. Around the same time, Hu Weiwei and Wang Xiaofeng launched Mobike, targeting urban commuters. The founding of these two companies marked the beginning of the bike-sharing era in China. Technological innovation played a crucial role in the rapid spread of bike sharing. The combination of smart locks, GPS tracking, and mobile payments made Scan to Ride possible. Users could easily unlock and use the bikes by scanning a QR code with their mobile app, greatly enhancing the user experience. One of the most successful business innovations of bike sharing was its deposit model. Before using the bikes, users had to pay a deposit, 299 yuan for Mobike and 99 yuan for Ofo. This simple approach held significant commercial value. Firstly, most users did not request a refund of their deposit, resulting in a substantial amount of funds being held. Secondly, the deposit could not be used to pay for rentals, ensuring the stability of the cash pool. For example, each Mobike could lock in 8 users on average, equating to about 2,400 yuan of savings per bike. With 10 million bikes, this could form a cash pool of 24 billion yuan. This substantial fund could support the company's operations and expansion and potentially become a financial platform. In addition to cash pooling, bike-sharing companies also gain valuable user data, including real name information, phone numbers, and travel habits. These data have immense value for targeted marketing and urban planning. The bike-sharing model immediately attracted significant capitals upon its launch. Between 2016 and 2017, major players like Ofo and Mobike received massive investments from internet giants such as Alibaba, Tencent, and Didi. Following this, various investment capitals began to chase the market fervently, leading to the birth of multiple bike-sharing companies. At its peak, there were dozens of bike-sharing brands in the market. There used to be a screenshot showing icons of 24 bike-sharing apps filling an entire phone screen. In fierce market competition, bike-sharing companies adopted a burning money strategy, massively deploying bikes to capture market share. Ample funding allowed this expansion model to be implemented quickly. In just over 2 years, more than 20 million bikes were deployed across major Chinese cities. China's bike-sharing market saw explosive growth. By the end of 2017, the number of bike-sharing users in China reached 221 million, with the market size exceeding 10 billion yuan. Bike-sharing, designed for grab-and-go convenience, quickly became common in the streets and alleys of first- and second-tier cities. It solved the last-mile problem of commuting and turned into a major trend in China's sharing economy. However, this approach led to severe over-deployment issues. The Ride and Park Anywhere policy, initially intended to facilitate travel, resulted in massive numbers of shared bikes occupying bike lanes, sidewalks, and even tactile pavings, posing significant challenges for urban management. Moreover, many cities lack dedicated bike lanes, forcing riders to share the road with motor vehicles, creating dangerous situations and frequent traffic accidents. Consequently, urban management departments of government shifted from initial encouragement to capping deployment numbers and enforcing strict management to clean up improperly parked bikes. Many bike graveyards are the direct result of such cleanups by city authorities. Aside from being haphazardly piled up, Bike sharing, as a new phenomenon, also encountered various unforeseen incidents. For example, bikes could suddenly lock up during rides, causing the rear wheel to jam and the rider to fall unexpectedly, posing significant safety hazards. Such incidents have occurred multiple times in many cities. On October 28, 2023, Mr. Liao from Baiyun District in Guangzhou was riding a shared bike when it suddenly locked up, causing him to be thrown off and suffer a severe fracture. His hospital bill amounted to tens of thousands of yuan, and he was unable to work for the next 6 months. Despite filing a police report and a customer service complaint demanding compensation for his various losses, the bike-sharing company has yet to respond. Online commentators believe Mr. Liao was riding normally, and that the platform should bear the primary responsibility for the bike's sudden lockup. However, the platform claims that under normal circumstances, bikes cannot be remotely locked while in use, suggesting it could be a quality issue for which the manufacturer should be liable. Others think the insurance company should handle the compensation. The final outcome remains unknown, but this incident highlights the importance of considering safety when choosing a shared bike. Previously, there were reports of blood collection needles found inside shared bike seats. At Guangzhou's Taihe subway station, a man scanned a shared bike only to be pricked by needles hidden under the seat, causing him to bleed. He immediately went to the hospital for blood tests, worried about contracting infectious diseases. The platform reported the incident to the police. Public security of Baiyun, Guangzhou, detained a man suspected of placing the needles in the bike seat. The suspect was reportedly dissatisfied with the shared bikes blocking access to his residence and inserted unused blood collection needles into the bike seats. Many commentators pointed out that if these needles carried pathogens, especially those transmitted through skin or blood, such as HIV, the consequences could be disastrous. Hiding needles in bike seats or handlebars is not an isolated incident, as several other cities have also discovered similar malicious acts. However, the biggest challenges for bike-sharing operations are still vandalism, theft, and the dismantling and resale of bike parts. Last year, on June 13th, a man was caught on video in Taiyuan, Shanghai, deliberately knocking over shared bikes along the street. On October 15th last year, a woman in Heilongjiang was riding a Haro shared bike to work when a bike's company staff identified it as a previously stolen bike and requested its return. The woman, however, refused to comply, citing her urgency to get to work as an excuse. What are you doing? These are our company's bikes.
You have to let me use it. I need to clock in for work this morning.
What does your clocking in have to do with me?
No, you need to leave it to me, or I'll be late for clocking in.
Your clocking in has nothing to do with me. These are our discarded bikes. You cannot ride them anymore. The woman eventually claimed that she had borrowed the bike from a friend and could not return it directly. However, she must have known it was a shared bike, and her friend had likely stolen it too. Similarly, there is another man stealing a Haro shared bike, sawed off the original lock, and added his own, using it as a personal bike. When confronted by company staff, he also denied stealing it. These acts of vandalism and theft significantly increase the operational costs for bike-sharing companies. Additionally, as the number of deployed bikes increases, maintaining them becomes a major challenge. Media reports indicate that OFO's public data showed each bike incurred a daily depreciation and maintenance cost of 2 yuan. If a bike was ideally used twice a day, generating 2 yuan per ride, and considering a minimum deployment cost of 200 yuan per bike, it would take at least 100 days to break even. In the remaining 265 days of the year, the bike would incur at least 530 yuan in operational costs. Deploying 100,000 bikes would result in annual maintenance costs exceeding 53 million yuan. Many shared bikes fall into disrepair due to a lack of timely maintenance, turning into zombie bikes on the streets, eventually cleared away by municipal authorities to bike graveyards. Besides enormous maintenance costs, vicious internal competition has also strained bike-sharing companies. To attract users, companies offered various subsidies, sometimes even allowing rides for just a penny. This price war, while drawing users in the short term, left companies in a state of chronic losses. Reports indicate that even industry leaders earn daily revenue per bike far below the operating costs. Early bike-sharing platforms did not rely on ride fees to make money. Instead, they focused on rapidly expanding the user base to attract venture capital. The 200 yuan deposit from each user was more valuable for quick market capture than the meager 50 cents earned per ride. Experts noted that the practice of subsidizing rides and absorbing user deposits was essentially a financial strategy for massive interest-free financing. Only when the bubble burst did it become clear that the perceived value was an illusion. No market can sustain rapid growth indefinitely, and no company or its investors can endure prolonged financial losses. Starting in 2018, the bike-sharing industry began to cool down. Market saturation and accumulated problems led investors to become cautious. As capital withdrew and new bike deployments failed to maintain user growth, the growth cycle slowed. Rapid expansion strategies faltered, leading to cash flow problems, resulting in a run on deposits and eventual collapse. Companies like 3V Bike, Wukong, Dingding, Blue Gogo, Coolchi, and Xiaoming announced closures or ceased operations due to financial difficulties. By the end of 2018, 60 bike-sharing companies had collapsed in just 4 years. The surviving platforms had to raise prices to stay operational, resulting in customer loss and a vicious cycle of declining business. Even pioneers like Ofo faced bankruptcy, symbolizing the industry's downturn. At the end of 2018, Ofo faced a severe deposit refund crisis. Millions of users queued for refunds, but the company's cash flow could not support the large-scale repayments. By early 2019, over 15 million users were waiting for refunds, far exceeding Ofo's capacity. Media calculated that at Ofo's refund rate, it would take 12.5 years to return all deposits. Not just users, but suppliers like Fujitech, Flying Pigeon, and Shanghai Phoenix also awaited payments. To address the crisis, Ofo attempted unconventional solutions. The company offered a plan to convert deposits into shopping credits for use on its online store. For example, a 99 yuan deposit could be converted to 150 credits, and a 199 yuan deposit to 300 credits, with each credit equivalent to 1 yuan. Users could use credits alone or combine them with cash to purchase items. This move sparked controversy and criticism. Internet experts worried Ofo might inflate product prices to deplete user credits, and legal experts noted that opting for credits meant forfeiting the right to a deposit refund, potentially harming consumers. Many users reported high prices in the store, devaluing the credits. This approach was seen as deceptive, further eroding trust in Ofo and sparking more dissatisfaction and criticism. Meanwhile, the bike-sharing industry underwent consolidation. In April 2018, the internet company Meituan acquired Mobike for $2.7 billion. After multiple failed attempts to acquire Ofo, Didi launched its own bike-sharing brand called Qingju. Alibaba also backed Hello Chuxing, formerly Hello Bike. This consolidation resulted in a market dominated by Hello, Mobike, and Qingju. But Ofo missed acquisition opportunities because of its founder Dai Wei's persistence, which led to its near bankruptcy. The rapid rise and subsequent decline of China's bike-sharing industry exemplifies the pitfalls of blind expansion in various sectors. Like the countless e-bike graveyards previously reported, the bike-sharing boom, fueled by capital and policy, left behind a desolate aftermath. A seasoned investor remarked that bike-sharing was merely a product of the monetary expansion era, where capital confidence spurred intense competition. However, this competition led to enormous resource waste. Each defunct bike-sharing company left behind hundreds of thousands of abandoned bikes, forming bike graveyards around cities. The constant eerie beeping sounds from these graveyards seem to be mourning the decline of this industry.